Red lights are on, racing is about to get underway, the lights go out and it's a pretty good start from Paul Boyd, but the second row starters are better, so the top four are absolutely together as they go up towards Ritchie's corner. They're all over the circuit basically, they're free abreast as they turn into Ritchie's corner.
Yeah, and it was Clive Hudson on the inside who managed to prevail. There were three of the Eclipses were side by side going to that. Hudson from Boyd. In third place is Lewis Ward. Collingwood stuck out on the outside, I see. And, well, that was a fabulous start. That's one of the Cyanas there making its way back up the order. I think it's lost some places. But I'm watching, that's the white one, which is...
that championship leader, Doug Hannah, off the road. That's the championship leader. He's off at Ritchie's. It's not been a good weekend for him. So that's our Class B driver, and the championship leader is out of the race on lap one. He's had a consistent season up till now. He won the first 4 races of the season, but it's all gone wrong here. But meanwhile, the leader, by the looks of it, has got away. This is Paul Boyd versus Lewis Ward, with Ward up the inside in the Westfield. So that's for second, is it? Yeah, so it's Hudson that leads. Boyd is second, Ward is third, Collingwood fourth, Hiley fifth, Neil Turner sixth. The driver who's second in the championship. He leads Class B. And with Doug Hannah out, this could be the chance for Neil Turner, who missed the first meeting, to take the championship lead, Marcus.
Yeah, that's right. And I was seeing that Andy Hiley, another cautious start in the dark car with the white central part in the wing here on the nose coming through. And he's running in 5th place at the moment, but he's always very cautious off the line so as not to risk the transmission on that car. But out front, and gunning for 3 from 3 is the man who has been, I wouldn't say dominant this weekend, but certainly he's been impervious to pressure once he's been out front. Clive Hudson, the mechanical designer of these cars, Guide of the Aero, runs in second. That's Paul Boyd.
Safety car is missed the leader. It's been scrambled, but Clive Hudson went through, and some of the others are following, so this is going to take a little while to work out. So that, I guess, would be with Doug Hannah's car for Ritchie's, but that was quite a late call. Not that something else has happened further around the lap. And so has Clive Hudson realised what's happened? No, he hasn't, so I think he's shot away. So Doug Hannah is off at Ritchie's, I think, at turn 1. And
it looks to be sort of somewhere on a sort of grassy kind of escarpment, but...
So the safety car's caught the 4th place car, and this is going to take a while to work out, I'm afraid. It's went so well this weekend, hasn't it, for this championship? It's been a great couple of races they've had, but just an unfortunate, obviously, moment there at the start. It's now turned into a little bit of a problem there. Yeah, he's pulled a long way off the circuit, hasn't he? He's basically behind the barriers. So that is not really sure why we've got the safety car out there for.
Maybe it is something else. Maybe there was another issue, but are they all...
They're all, the rest of them come through. So yeah, I don't really know what's going to happen now because the leaders have gone away. So the safety car was basically called as the leader come through, so therefore they accelerated past.
3 ahead. There's Clive Hudson, Paul Boyd and Lewis Ward.
That's right. So they're the top 3. 4th there is Collingwood behind the safety car. 5th is Andy Hiley. 6th the Class B leader, Neil Turner. 7th is Stuart Much, the Class C leader. 8th is Rob Johnston. Him and Anton Landon dropped away on that first lap. He's 8th. Landon is 10th. Between them is David Hughes.
I can see Landon trying to pick his way through in the white Sienna. There's the safety car.
In 11th position is Andrew Hayward. He's the second of the Class B cars, just ahead of Stuart Thompson, last year's champ. Mickey Scott is 13th, Nigel Brown 14th. Colin Benham 15th, I think former champion Colin Benham, back in 2013. So the top 3 are now coming up across the line. It's about half a lap around the circuit. It's the safety car queue.
Stuart Thompson is, 3rd in B behind Andrew Hayward.
He's not had he had a good race yesterday, but hasn't had a great season, Stuart Thompson. He's only had...
so they've been given a green now, these 3.
And the rest are half a lap behind. So the race has resumed for the top 3, it would seem, because they've been given a green flag at least at Ritchie. Now the safety car boards are flashing again. So I'm afraid this has not gone well.
If they getting the rev up to join the back of the queue, then there'll be a wave through until they find the leader again.
And
the trouble is, it's a 3-mile wave through, isn't it?
And it's a series that doesn't have a car to radio to driver communication. But yeah, the green flag is being prepared for the rest. But yeah, I'm afraid this has gone against any plan, I think. So Paul Collingwood in 4th place will definitely take a green flag, because that's now waving here with 9 minutes of the race to go. So the Class B and C battle might be interesting, because they're all still together. It's Neil Turner then across the line, who's got a couple of cars accelerating past him. Hits the Class B leader, the 66 Caterham there on the inside line. He's been passed by Stuart Much, at least. Local driver Neil Turner, who had 23 years out of racing, returned to racing in the very car he raced all those years ago, this Caterham 7. It's a 1995 model, which runs a Duratec engine. Neil Turner, who's from Great Yarmouth. Yeah, he's had those 23 years out and then returned in exactly the same car he left in. And he's very rapid in it. He's being looked after by Martin Ward, long-time 750 Motor Club competitor. The lead of the race is coming towards the line, so there is actually still a battle for the win. Clive Hudson, Paul Boyd and Lewis Ward is going to be between, because they're a minute ahead of the rest. It's Hudson then who comes up across the line as the leader by, 7/10 of a second over Paul Boyd and Lewis Ward. I don't want to be the person who has to tell Paul Collingwood and Andy Hiley what's happened here, because I suspect they're going to be slightly frustrated about the circumstances that have arisen. Here's Stuart Much, he leads Class C around the outside of Rob Johnston. There's Neil Turner, the Class B leader in his Caterham. How close is Stuart Thompson and Andrew Hayward to him, I wonder? Further back, so there's the Caterham. Yeah, I don't think he's that far ahead of Hayward and Thompson, his Class B rivals. We saw a good battle between them yesterday.
I'm looking at the Mev in a straight line. It's not quite as slippery as the Sienna, is it? But it's got some big presence in the corner. Stuart
Much has strapped his bodywork down, which came adrift in front of us this morning.
Anton Landon has just, I think, cleared him, hasn't he? Well, Johnston's cleared him, Landon's cleared him the other side.
That's right. So both Johnston and Landon, both, I think, previous champions. They've gone through ahead of Stuart Much, and then the Class B leader Neil Turner just behind. Here they come, up across the line. Good battle for 6th position. Stuart Much's car is pretty powerful, isn't it? Because it draws back alongside Anton Landon's car in a straight line and goes through into Ritchie's corner. Stuart Much, who come from MX5 racing, so used to close quarters racing. Here's the battle of a second in Class B. Stuart Thompson on the inside of Andrew Hayward in the background. There he is. Stuart Thompson goes through then. Driver from Felixstowe. Across the border in Suffolk. Ex-short oval man, then raced Caterhams before moving to Sport Specials. There's Andrew Hayward, the 21-year-old, so one of the youngest drivers on the grid. Started racing a few seasons ago. There's Landon back ahead of Stuart Much. David Hughes behind in the other Mev.
2:00:45 for Clive Hudson that time. His best in the last race was 2:00:22. So very, very close to that pace.
So there's Thompson, last year's champion, in this car that won the championship a few years ago in the hands of Matthew Booth. He's with Neil Turner now, isn't he? So we're going to get a battle for the Class B win.
Turner can't clear David Hughes in that in the Mev.
So it's going a bit the way in Class B of the first race, where Neil Turner had a big gap to start off, but the others have caught as Neil Turner gets involved with the more powerful cars, but perhaps he's a bit quicker than them through the corners, but can't use that extra momentum because he's stuck behind. So you've got the Caterham example and then the MK, both 7S type cars.
Yeah, the Caterham's really good in the corners, but it hasn't got the grunt of the Mevs up ahead.
2:00:45 for 6th position. 2:00:45 for 7th position. 2:00:45 for 8th position. 2:00:45 for 9th position. 2:00:45 for 10th position. 2:00:45 for 11th position. 2:00:45 for 12th position. 2:00:45 for 13th position. 2:00:45 for 14th position. 2:00:45 for 13th position. 2:00:45 for 14th position. 2:00:45 for 15th position. 2:00:45 for 16th position. 2:00:45 for 17th position. 2:00:45 for 18th position. 2:00:45 for 19th position. 2:00:45 for 20th position. 2:00:45 for 21st position. 2:00:45 for 22nd position. 2:00:45 for 23rd position. 2:00:45 for 24th position. 2:00:45 for 25th position. 2:00:45 for 26th position. 2:00:45 for 27th position. where it's quick, there's not really a place to get past, is there, like there into Murray's.
They go out of the corner. So that's on alongside. This is a total drag race. You've got neither of these cars are particularly efficient through the air, these types of car, but the MEVs are quicker in a straight line.
Yeah, turbocharged cars they are. There's David Hughes. He's got a class to win himself because he's just behind Stuart Much, his class rival. And then behind them, the Class B battle, Stuart Thompson now right there with Neil Turner. Neil Turner, the 56-year-old man from Norfolk, and Stuart Thompson from Suffolk. So we've got the Norfolk-Suffolk battle here at Snetterton. 61 years of age is Stu Thompson, last year's champion. So you've got the Duratec engined car, both of them. Just ahead. Oh, Boyd's done a 1:59.1. That's the fastest lap of the weekend. So that means he's right with Hudson. Here they are, to the top two in the race, down into Agostini's. And have we lost Lewis Ward? Because he hasn't come through in third. But for the win, Paul Boyd has just done a mighty lap, a whole second quicker than Clive Hudson. We have probably 2 laps to go still. Yeah, we will have 2 more laps to go, at least. And there's traffic to deal with. So that is a really strong lap, averaging just under 90 miles per hour for Paul Boyd.
There you go, Hudson picking his way through. Gone past one car, now he's got Sylvia Much to get past as well. Another of those MEVs.
Oh, and Boyd gets a tighter line out of Oggies, which means he can get on the power earlier. And he's tucked up right behind Hudson. No, so he should be in the slipstream here, all the way down the Bentley Straight. So he'll be closing in all the way down this very long straight, accelerating all the time. He pops out of the toe. That'll be the inside line for Brundle. Hudson can see he's coming, so he gives him a bit of space. And Paul Boyd's done it. He's taken the lead away from double race winner this weekend, Clive Hudson. So Paul Boyd in his patched up Eclipse, back under pressure. Hudson looks back down the inside. Can't get there though through Bombhole, but that's just compromised Boyd a little bit because he couldn't turn into the corner where he wanted to. So Hudson's back with him. There's going to be quite a bit of traffic to deal with, which I haven't really had to worry about in earlier races. Question mark whether it'll be 1 or 2 more laps to go at this stage. They may squeeze 2 in, and Boyd is slower off the corner. So Hudson pulled to the left-hand side of the circuit. I think they were both a bit compromised there because of that, and they're going to be wheel to wheel up across the line markers.
Yeah, they are, and it's absolutely nothing in it over the line. They said absolutely equal as they went through, still with the yellow car of Boyd hanging on the inside.
You've got lots of traffic. You've got the Mazda 7 ahead. David Winter, regular in that category with the 750 Motor Club. So here go a lap down in a moment. He pulls to the right.
Are we going to get 1 more lap out of this or not?
Well, they crossed the line with 2 minutes and 10 to go, so it depends if they flag it a few seconds early or not.
Yeah, they might well.
But we didn't get a last lap board, which they tend to do here, so might get 2 more.
A couple more cars to be negotiated. 17, Paul Boyd, and then got 15, which is Clive Hudson, quicker off the corner. One senses. They've got 2 cars ahead of them into. That's Hamilton, isn't it? Wow, this is tight.
65, Martin Hayward. They squeezed past successfully.
They got between the pair of them, but they're still behind the bright green car there, which is number 41, Oliver Gemmell, novice driver.
So back in the tow is Hudson, so he's repeating what Boyd did to him a lap ago. Boyd perhaps not giving Hudson as much as Hudson did though, so Boyd is able to hang on down there into Brundle and Nelson.
You got the impression though that the Hudson car had a bit more traction last time round, and as they go through the bomb hole, Hudson using a bit more of the circuit, trying to carry a little bit more speed, but has Boyd made a decisive break here?
In Class B, Marcus, Stuart Thompson's ahead of Neil Turner, so a change for the lead in Class B. But yeah, Boyd has got a bit of a bigger gap, and he hasn't mucked up Murray's like he did a lap ago. So he looked quicker through those final couple of corners, as you suggested. So they are going to get another lap. The gap between them is 0.6 of a second.
About 9 seconds to go before the time runs out. Boyd would have liked to have seen that checker, I suspect.
Yeah, after getting that advantage.
Because Hudson's going to be behind onto the Bentley straight in all probability.
Yeah, he needs to be a little bit closer, I think, if he's going to challenge.
He does.
But there is more traffic to deal with, and that could be the opportunity to make that work. There's Boyd. He'd be desperate to win this because I think he's had the fastest lap over the weekend earlier, and then he went even quicker in this race. But his mate, Clive Hudson, has beat him on both occasions, but he continued to pull clear. So I think Boyd looks pretty good here. But he's got Colin Benham, I think, possibly the next car to lap. And then be a little bit more clear road for them to battle. So
yeah, Colin Benham and the CB Fury.
Here's the Class B leaders side by side. That's Stuart Thompson on the inside. Neil Turner goes right round the outside and grabs it. They're going to get another lap, though, when they get to the end of this lap, where Boyd and Hudson are on their final tour of the circuit. And here they are. Boyd is ahead. There's a car between them. So the CB Fury of Benham is between them. So I think Boyd may have done enough here, Marcus.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to turn the tables on his old buddy. But there are a couple more cars ahead. They might just get up to them at Murray's.
And that's not a great place to catch a slower car, is it? If Boyd could be significantly compromised if he catches it in the middle of the corner, which he's pretty close to doing. And out of the final corner they come. Hudson's maybe a little bit closer, but he's a bit sideways. So Paul Boyd is going to win for the second time this year. He won in the damp at Cadwell Park. Now he's won in the dry at a slightly confusing race at Snetterton. And he takes the victory by 0.8 of a second. So now it would be good if we can have a look at the Class B and C battles, because the Class C leaders, Stuart Much and David Hughes, were side by side across the line, and Neil Turner and Stuart Thompson were much further apart. They're at Palmer at turn 3 at the moment. I can see out of the commentary box window. And the two Mevs are together. The Caterham's ahead, so Neil Turner's back ahead of Stuart Thompson, going down towards Agostini. The second hairpin is where the Class B leaders are. And here they are on our screens then. So Hughes has got down the inside of Stuart Much and through. And he slows through the middle of the corner. Neil Turner squeezes through to take... And both the Mevs are off on the grass. Stuart Much and David Hughes there got compromised each other. So the two Class B cars have got through now with Neil Turner ahead of Stuart Thompson. And if Turner can stay there, he'll take the championship lead going away from Snetterton.